Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 84, and I'm Ryan?
And I'm... Wait, Adrian?
And I'm Chris?
What is going on?
What's happening here?
It's like we've woken up in different bodies.
What? It's like Quantum Leap, but instead of just looking in the mirror and seeing our reflection of our former self, we're somebody else completely.
So it's not Quantum Leap.
No. And it's not really Freaky Friday.
No, it's not. I am not Lindsay Lohan.
Or Lohan.
That's
You say Lohan, I say Lohan.
Hey, tomato.
What is going on?
It's some kind of Elseworld.
It's some kind of Elseworld.
Elfworld?
Elfworld.
Elseworld.
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 Elseworlds. There you go.
If you guys haven't guessed what we're talking about tonight,
Or have no clue what we're
or no clue what we're doing, and you thought something has happened, and we're I don't know, gone insane. We're talking about the latest edition of the CW DC crossover event. This year it's called Elseworld, and in it, Barry Allen and Oliver Queen switch places, but they're the same body. And
So it's like Quantum Leap.
So basically what they do is they switch outfits, but everybody thinks they're the other person. So
yes.
So Oliver wakes up next to Iris, which is Barry's wife. It all goes to crazy town from there.
Yes, it does.
Well, that's it.
But
That's
not
all we
only
have to
they
talk about.
Oh, okay.
That's it. But not only did they switch, they didn't really switch places, but they've switched histories. Like their powers have switched. The Barry is suddenly really good at like ninjutsu moves or whatever you want to call them, and Oliver's really fast.
Yes.
And Barry's got a lot of scars on him.
Did they ever show the scars?
Yeah, he lifted up his shirt and he's like, "Oh gosh, I've been through a lot."
Oh, I must have missed that.
Where he had scars and tattoos all over him.
I totally
Just
missed
like
that.
Oliver.
I must have saw the rated version or
Family version.
family version.
I saw the after dark version.
Right.
Whoa.
I saw.
I was wondering why you had that poster of him in the background now, lifting up his shirt. All makes sense now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's been there. That's just not now. That's been there. Again, you just haven't noticed.
Yeah. Haven't noticed. But so we're talking. Long ago we started talking about the Flash. I don't remember what episode. Maybe in the first episode. I don't remember.
It might have been, pretty close to the
Pretty
beginning.
close.
Yeah.
I mean, we almost called it the Flash Show.
And then we
No,
thought
we didn't.
police
No, we
might
didn't.
show up.
We
Dateline
actually
might
did.
show up.
Don't be deceived. We weren't going to call it the Flash Show. Don't worry. But it seemed
That's
like
another
we were the
alternate
Flash
universe.
Show.
Yeah,
It seemed like the Flash Show for the longest time because every week we talk about the Flash, and
Yep.
then it kind of went downhill a little bit. So we stopped talking about it for a while. But this season, I think, has redeemed itself.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it's
Last
pretty
season
good.
hit a low.
Yeah.
Yeah, last season went low.
I'm actually behind on the Flash. I missed a couple episodes, but I skipped them and went straight to the Elseworld
That's
one.
fine.
And
yeah.
I don't think I've missed anything.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of ties it to it is at the end of Flash, you see the beginning of Elseworld. The end of the last episode, I should say. So I don't think it really ties in, unless Chris, you disagree. I don't.
Yeah, no. Like the only thing that like you may wonder is like, hey, where's Barry's daughter? Where'd she go?
Yeah, I figured she was just off somewhere doing something else.
Because it kind of shows where she goes at the end of the episode before, so
Sure.
it kind of makes you think, oh, I guess she's still there.
Of course, I did think at the beginning of it, I was asking my wife, I said, wife, Did something happen in the last episode of Flash that I'm not remembering that caused this event? Because I couldn't. I was trying to figure out why this is happening and everything. I said, is it because of what happened in the last episode that this is happening? And I don't want to go too much into that, but I don't guess it was.
No, it wasn't. This all happened because there's a supreme being type person called the Monitor.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
There's a crisis coming, and he's trying to find an Earth through all the multiverse that can take on this crisis.
Right.
And he does this by destroying other Earths for some reason.
Yay!
But he has a book that can rewrite like history, time, everything, all reality, and he gives it to people on the Earths to see if their heroes can overcome it.
Yeah.
And he gives it to a doctor named Deegan, who works at Arkham Asylum in Gotham City, which is now a city in the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been mentioned before, though, hasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
It's been mentioned. Yeah, kind of briefly, kind of glossed over, just little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's name's been mentioned before, but they actually went there, and it was filmed in Chicago. So Gotham City is Chicago.
Same place that Nolan filmed Dark Knight Rises, I think.
I think so.
One of the movies. So that was a little Easter egg there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of Easter eggs we'll get to. But first, overall, what do you guys think of this rendition of the crossover?
I thought it was the best crossover yet that they've done.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. Yes. They had a lot of fun with themselves in it, with the switch of Barry and Oliver.
Yeah, it was so
where they
funny.
kind of made fun of themselves. Is one of my favorite things is Oliver is trying to figure out what's going on. It's at the very start of the show, basically. He's like, I need to go talk to somebody to figure out what's going on, and they're all worried about him. And he goes out in the hall and starts walking away. He turns around, and all of them are at the door in the hallway looking out. And he's like, "What are you guys doing?" It's like, "Well, you seem kind of rough. Someone needs to come talk to you in the hallway." Which is what they do in every episode of The Flash. Someone gets upset about something, walks into the hallway, and someone comes and talks to them. So,
it's true. Yeah, I laughed out loud at a bunch of that stuff that was happening, with them figuring out their new bodies or whatever. And then the part that was kind of cheesy, though, was when Barry was shooting the arrow at the first time. He's like, "You failed the city," or whatever, whatever Arrow says. It's so funny because it just didn't fit him at all,
Yeah.
It was funny.
Even when Oliver said it when he was dressed up with the Flash, it just seemed weird.
That's not what you say. But
now you're lying.
And then when they start acting like their new character or whatever, trying to be more dark or trying to be more happy, it was just funny.
Yeah. Them trying to figure out each other's powers was fun because for some reason, of course, all the people on Flash don't believe them, and for some reason lock them up.
Yeah.
Crazier stuff has happened on that show.
That's it's like, why don't you believe this? But everything else is, true.
Yeah. No, it's good. No, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh,
so, they knock them both out and they put them in the little Flash jail, which Barry finally admits is a jail, basically. And there's some fun stuff in there where Oliver's like, all this, you don't put a toilet like within a bathroom. And Barry kicks at the wall and a toilet pops out. So there's actually a bathroom in those things.
Yeah,
which I've always wondered about.
Well, what was funny was like there's a bathroom, and for some reason the toilet controls the power dampener of the cell. So if you destroy the toilet, you destroy the power dampener, and it's like
all
that's a flaw.
all the electronics in that toilet. I was really amazed. I was like, "What?" I mean, I guess you have to have some of it for it to pop out like it did, but yeah, it seemed a little much.
You would think some other villain would have figured that out.
That's right.
That was way over designed.
But like the Flash, other characters like Iris and everybody, like they acted.
Oh yeah.
They acted so goofy. Like they didn't act exactly like themselves. Like they acted sort of like a cartoon version of themselves.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably awkward for them in some ways.
Yeah.
Because she was just like, oh, Barry, I love you so much. I love your abs. They're so great.
Yeah.
It's just like, she doesn't act like that in the other, version.
Well, I mean, that when you have Stephen Amell then as your husband, that's how you act.
I just love your abs. Sort of rub them. You need to wash some clothes on them.
Now, the part where he called Iris my lightning bolt.
Lightning rod.
Lightning rod. I didn't remember that in other times.
Oh, shit, I don't think it ever. I don't think it ever happened.
I remember there was something. It was like last season or something like that.
Yeah.
Where he had said that.
Okay. It was just weird.
But I don't think it's been said often as much. But
she'll know it's me.
Works every time.
It works every time.
But yeah.
99% of the time, it works every time.
Wow, Barry's really been playing Iris. It's like, oh, I didn't take the trash out. You're my lightning rod.
Oh, that's okay, honey. I like your abs. Oh, but yeah, so it was good.
And I don't really watch Supergirl anymore. I'm just not a fan of the show. Supergirl's good, but like the actress, I like the actress a lot that plays Supergirl. I always like her in the crossovers.
So we had a problem with the Supergirl, the part where they meet Supergirl in this episode. They're talking to Clark Kent and Lois Lane, right? Mm-hmm. And they act like we as watchers of that show should have seen them before or know them or things like that, because they just kind of showed up, and my wife has watched the show Supergirl. She watches it every week, and she said we've never seen them on this show before.
Lois Lane has never. This is her debut.
Yeah, you've seen Superman. Okay. He's been on there a few times.
Yeah, but not Lois.
Not Lois. But Lois Lane has been spoken of.
Okay. But, so yeah, I don't watch it, so I didn't know. But she was like, "Where did this come from?" But it's like we know those characters because we've grown up with them, whatever. So it didn't bother us too much, but it was just kind of weird. But they threw.
Well, I was like the whole time I was like, "Who is this Lois actress?" I was like, "I've seen her somewhere," and then I figured it out. She's the lady from Grimm.
Yep.
The wife from Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh,
She did a good Lois. I liked her as Lois.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
She kind of looked like. Is it Terry Hatcher, in a way? In a way, y'all are not
as in that she's a woman. She has hair, eyes, and nose and mouth. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
I can see that. I can see
a little bit. Yeah, I can
see it.
Like if you watch Desperate Housewives, which I guess I'm admitting that I watched. Yes, I did. She had the longer hair in that show, so maybe that's where I'm thinking of.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
So in the first episode of Desperate Housewives, no, I'm just kidding.
That's our other podcast. I am Desperate Housewife.
Yeah.
Desperate Housewives with Chris Catron.
That's right. This week on the episode.
Everybody's like, that show has not been on the air in years. Tonight I opened up my box set of DVDs of Desperate Housewives. Season 3.
Tune into my other podcast, F Troop by Chris Street.
What you call me?
F Troop. It's all about F Troop.
Nice. Some of our listeners are like, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's a really old show. So.
We watched it on Nick at Night long ago.
Yes.
So it's older than us.
It was a good show. Yeah.
So who was so the Flash episode? They sort of at the end of the Flash episode by going to see Supergirl.
Yeah, because they figured out that she would know who they were because only their Earth was affected.
Which was one of the greatest moments in television history. Happened in that moment.
Yes.
When the song came on. The intro to Smallville came on.
Yes. Yes. They were on the Smallville farm. The actual farm from Smallville.
Yep.
Oh.
Even some of the shots, like panning over, like the farm and everything.
Same shots.
Straight from the show. So good.
Yeah, I was like, when that theme song hit, I was like, brought me back. I love that show.
Yeah. That's so good.
One day I will watch it again. My son. We'll introduce him to DVDs of Smallville. Because I have them all.
Son, these are not frisbees.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just like great. They could have ended it there, and I've been like, this is the best crossover ever. So through Arrow, they're there, and then they go back, and
they have to fight a rampaging robot.
Called
Amazo.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a character. Yeah. So yeah. So if you've watched Arrow at all, from like some of the first seasons, that on the island there was a wrecked ship. That Oliver has to deal with, like some people on there. There's like a scientist that he's having to deal with. It's where the Mirakuru formula comes into play with Deathstroke and all that.
Yeah.
Well, the ship that is Ivo's ship. So they went to Ivo Industries or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. That was a scientist from the island, and the ship was named Amazo. So in the comics, Ivo is the creator of the Amazo robot that basically can replicate any power. So that they've kind of hinted at this robot showing up various times. It was going to happen. So that was interesting.
Amazo.
That was really cool.
It sounds like some
amazing,
like late night infomercial, like buy the latest slicer dicer by Amazo. It just sounds like.
Well, it reminds me of. Do y'all have the Cashman US Cash? What is it? Cashnet USA. No. Man. So it's Cashnet USA Man, and he looks like a superhero. He's like, I'm Cashnet USA Man. And it's terrible. It's so bad. Like, I know they have to know it's bad. It's like intentionally bad, but it's that same Cashnet USA. But anyways, Amazo.
Yeah. Well, if they went with what he looked like in the comics, like in this, he just looked like a giant robot. In the comics, he looks like a big bodybuilder with like green tights on, no shirt, and elf ears.
But does it?
So
some of the comics, he looks like a robot, though, right? Like there's versions of him as a robot.
Yeah, there's versions where he looks more robotic, but he still resembles more of like a, I think the green pants are usually in there.
Yeah, so that was, I thought that was a cool little side quest, if you want to call it.
I thought that was fun. They got to experiment with each other's powers with that, and they brought in Superman to help deal with it, so that was really cool.
Yeah. So they think they defeat the robot, and then they think stuff's going to go back to normal, but then it doesn't. Yeah, they try to defeat him, but Cisco has a vibe where he sees some guy with ridges on his head talking to another person, giving him a book, and they realize that took place in Gotham City, so they got to go to Gotham City to find these people in the book. And that leads into Arrow, episode 2 of the Elseworlds crossover. Yeah, well, we're introduced to Batwoman. Why can't they have? Is there a reason why they can't have Batman on the CW?
So, my theory is like basically they don't want Batman on there because right now they've got Gotham still going on, and that's like a Batman show.
What is that noise, Ryan?
What is that noise?
Our cat feeders are going
cat
off.
feeder?
And
What?
yeah, we have cat feeders. They you put the food in, it rotates around at certain times during the day, and you record your voice calling the cat over, and they come and they eat their food.
What?
You have a robot cat feeder.
This is it?
Yeah,
Does it talk like Jenny?
we got 3 of them. Yeah,
What's it say?
it calls out the cat's names.
Well, I want to hear you do an impression of it.
Hey, Meg, Widget.
Now they're all coming running towards you.
Poppy.
Dobby?
They come anyway.
Dobby.
Poppy. Dobby's going to suck.
Anyways, so
I don't even know where I was at.
So we think that the reason Batman is not on
Batwoman.
CW because of Gotham.
Because of Gotham, I think. Because everything's kind of licensed for that TV show right now. And they really haven't wanted to do a Batman TV show because of the movies, but I don't think the movies are really holding it back right now. I think it's Gotham. Because, yeah. But Gotham has one more season left. I think once that ends, because they're right now they're planning on doing a Batwoman TV show.
Yeah.
So once Gotham ends, I think they'll be able to have him show up at some point on the show. Superman didn't show up until like the 2nd season of Supergirl. So I can see it like a 2nd season type thing. Maybe Batman shows up. Maybe there's like a hunt for Bruce Wayne or something like that. Because in this world right now, he's kind of vanished. He's disappeared. And nobody knows why necessarily. And so Gotham has just gone downhill. Everything's a wreck and worse than it was before. Even by daylight, people are getting mugged and everything, which is what happens to Barry, Kara, which is Supergirl, and Oliver in broad daylight when they go there.
Yeah, because Barry tries to do what Arrow would do, what Oliver would do. He beats up a bunch of thugs on the corner of Nolan and Burton.
Nolan and Burton.
I wonder what that has to do with anything. A little Easter egg there. Christopher Nolan,
Possibly.
Tim Burton, Batman movie fame.
Yes. Awesome. So what do you guys think of Batwoman?
I know what Katrin thought. The real Katrin, not me.
Yeah.
The real Katrin.
Yeah, I didn't. The hair was ridiculous to me on that the cowl. All right,
That's how she hides her secret identity.
No, it could have been done better. It was just weird how it sat on the top of it. It didn't look natural, and or maybe it did, and it just looked funny. But I guess I expected it to be behind the cowl, like in other iterations of that. It was just weird.
I can see where you're coming from. It's definitely like the comics. I mean, it really, like, if you compared that to the comic book version of that character, like, it's spot on.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty.
You may be thinking of Batgirl. Isn't there? Batgirl was different.
Yeah, there's Batgirl, who's Barbara Gordon.
I was going to say, so is this Batgirl or Batwoman?
This is Batwoman.
This is Batwoman. This is Kate Kane, which is Bruce Wayne's cousin.
Yeah,
on his mother's side.
Okay,
twice removed.
I didn't realize there were 2. So this is new to me. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. That's why we're here. We're here to walk you through this.
I appreciate it.
And I won't confuse it even further because there's been several Batgirls. So I won't go into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Batwoman was actually in the Golden Age comics. Like, they had her in those a long time ago. And then through continuing everything, they got rid of her. And they just recently brought her back into the comics just a few years ago, basically. She's a military person. She's from the military. and she kind of takes on the persona and goes out and starts doing her own thing.
Yeah, but the way they did it, like, I mean, you could say this pretty much about any of the superheroes. The way they did it, I don't know how you could not know. Oh yeah, that's that Kane lady, Batwoman. Yeah, that's definitely the Kane lady. You know, because I mean, she even at one point says, "What did she say?" She said that
Kane told you to leave, or something.
Kane told you to leave. Like, okay, well, how do you know her? You know, well, you guys look sort of the same. Besides for that fake hair on top of your head, maybe that's just you.
Well, in the world of superheroes, you're not allowed to be able to recognize them.
I know.
It's easy.
It's just funny.
I know. But maybe that. Well, no, I was going to say maybe that's kind of a tip of the hat to that whole thing of like Superman. Oh, that Clark Kent. He can't be Superman. Yeah. But
it was funny.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry, my wife was watching, and she was like, there's no way you could not tell that's not Superman. His eyebrows are so distinctive.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because we haven't got to the point where there's two Superman, but at that point, somebody says, "Oh, you look nothing like to the real Superman. Oh, you look nothing like Superman." Like, no, they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But back to the Batwoman, Batman. It was funny because they're like, Bruce Wayne disappeared 3 years ago. Batman disappeared 3 years ago too? Oh, well, that's a coincidence. It's sort of like, you can't put the two and two together there, huh?
Well, no, I think Supergirl did, and that's why she said that. I think she was like poking at her when she said that.
But the rest of them were just sort of like,
because Supergirl, Supergirl comes from a world where there is a Batman, and she knows him because of Superman and everything. Yeah. So I think she was kind of messing with her. But,
well, she just had X-ray vision, so she could see.
Exactly.
Batwoman.
There's also kind of the jokes people say every once in a while. It's like, well, have you ever seen so and so and Batman in the same room? You might be Batman. I don't know. You may have never heard somebody say that. But I said that one time to about this guy at work. I was like, well, maybe Brad is Batman. They're like, whatever. I said, have you ever seen them in the same room together?
It's true.
Nope.
Maybe I'm Batman.
So maybe it was kind of the same. I don't know.
But but besides the costume, I mean, not the costume, but the hair.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean,
yeah, it's fine. But costume kind of reminded me of one of the cartoon ones. I don't keep track of those, but the way the bat symbol on the chest was, it reminded me
Why were you looking at her chest?
Because I do that. Looking at the logo. Good grief.
The costume aficionado.
Right. It reminded me of what was the Batman cartoon that's like it looks kind of like that. It's like red. The emblem's red, I think, and that has
that's the Batman Beyond, right?
Batman Beyond is what I was thinking of. It's kind of the same style of it, is what it reminded me. So, I don't know. It's cool.
The scene of Batwoman on top of the building matches up to the cartoon and the Batman animated series. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, like the same angle and stuff?
It's like the same opening shot of the Batman animated series where he's standing on top of the building and there's like lightning behind him or whatever.
Yeah.
It was the same shot.
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Look at me. Look how smart I am.
Oh,
I looked it up on YouTube.
Well, they went to Gotham, like Easter eggs just came out the wazoo when they hit Gotham. Because they end up going to Arkham Asylum to look for Deegan, the main villain. And they're just like, look at all the cool stuff we can do in here with all these people. You want this show, don't you?
Yeah.
So basically on the doors of Arkham Asylum, you had all the villains except for the Joker. You had Cobblepot, you had the Riddler, Cobblepot's
Clayface,
Penguin, Clayface,
Poison Ivy. Yeah, and then Guggenheim, which was a jab at a former showrunner for The Flash, who got ousted because of the Me Too movement.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
But there was no mention of the Joker, or there was no sell for him.
Yeah. Which is interesting because in the previews for this, like when they showed it, there was a guy that like one of the inmates, when the inmates get released, he leaps over like the top of a staircase and jumps down. There's like they put laughter behind it, and like his hair looked green and he looked off colored, but in the actual show he looked normal. Like and there was no laughter.
They're just messing with us.
They messed with us, tricksy people.
And then you had Mr. Freeze's wife.
Yeah, Nora Freeze.
She's out of her
She was in there.
Comatose state.
Yeah,
running around.
Apparently she's villainous. Yeah, because she goes after Mr. Freeze's gun and fights with Killer Frost. And in there's like a boomerang. That's probably Captain Boomerang's boomerang. There was the mask from Bane from Dark Knight Rises was in there.
Yep. And then 1994 was on the box above them, which was probably referencing the Batman movie with Batman and Robin. Was that the 94 one with Alicia Silverstone? It was the one. It was one of the ones with Alicia Silverstone, Robin, whoever played him, I forget.
Yeah, Batman and Robin, I think. It was also the year that Batman got his back broken in the comics too, I believe. But and we forgot to mention that when they were at Wayne Tower in a box when Supergirl was talking to Kate Kane, there was a bust of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
References the 1966 Batman.
I wanted them to lift it up and like be like a red button, and then Steve's like, "What's that for?" But they didn't. That'd have been funny.
They had a name for the bust. He's like, "Oh, Mr. So and So himself." I can't. What was it?
Oh, the old bard.
Yeah,
the old bard. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
And then of course, Scarecrow's fear gas comes into play when it gets dropped.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a fun scene because Malcolm Merlyn comes back. Good old what's his face? I can't remember his name.
I know, Squirrel Girl. He dressed up as that was what he wore to Comic-Con.
That's right. That's right. He does a lot of interesting dressing up for Comic-Cons.
Barrowman. John
Barrowman.
Yeah.
So that was great.
So, but here's my question about that scene. So they see their rivals, but the rival so Barry sees Oliver as the reverse. Wait, now I'm all confused because they're different bodies.
Barry sees Barrowman, that actor, because that was Oliver's big first villain, and Oliver sees Reverse Flash because technically their pasts are still switched, and so they're seeing the others.
Well, so here's my question:
worst villain.
If they're seeing their worst villain, wouldn't they fight to defeat them like they would their worst villain? So the Flash powers would use the powers to defeat the Reverse Flash. So if that was the case, then Oliver, this is going to be confusing. Oliver, who's using the Flash powers, would go berserko crazy to defeat him, which would defeat Barry, who has Oliver's powers, more easy because he would be trying to fight an archer instead of a speedster.
I'm just going off of that they were kind of thrown off from everything, and so that makes sense. And Oliver never had a good handle on Flash's powers necessarily.
But does that make sense?
Still, and it kind of, I get what you're saying. Yeah, he should have been able to defeat Barry pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it was confusing and craziness. Yeah.
He accidentally kills him, and then that's the end of the Flash.
Yeah. Well,
Well, that's over. So, so we leave from so
yeah.
So that episode ends with
they
come into
well, they
contact
get
with
the
the
book
monitor,
back.
right? Yeah, they get the book
Yeah,
back.
they get the book.
And then the guy just takes the book from him. Like he shows up, and then it it disappears from where it was sitting. Like what's her name? They were sitting there looking at the book. Yeah, Caitlin, I was right. And they're sitting there talking or looking at it, and all of a sudden it just vaporizes, and the monitor has it.
Yeah, and before that,
this is going to be the most confusing episode to like some of our listeners. They're going to be like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah, it's a lot.
We got a game coming up though, so stick with us. We'll get past our crazy talk here, our conspiracy, Arrowverse, Flashverse, whatever crazy talk.
Anyways, and before all that happens, 90s Flash comes back. Very briefly. Not there for long. Because when they confront the monitor just kind of zaps them away. But another cool little fun little Easter egg they did was when 90s Flash shows up and John Diggle's standing there. He's like, "John, good to see you. Oh, you don't have your ring. I guess this universe is different." And there's a fan theory that John Diggle is actually Jon Stewart, who not the TV host, but the Green Lantern from the comics, Jon Stewart. Cool. And so apparently on another Earth, he is Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern. So that was fun. That was a nice little nod to the fans.
Yep, it's pretty cool. Did you know, this is off subject, but Chris and I were playing the video game last night. Injustice 2, which is the DC, and it's basically got the multiverse in there. Do you know if you go to Green Lantern, you can change him to the Jon Stewart Green Lantern?
What? Yeah.
And if you go to Flash, you can change Flash to the Reverse Flash.
That's cool. So there's some opposite characters in there like that. So
cool. Anyway, it's off subject. We can talk more about it. That game is fun. But Chris beat me a bunch.
That's what I do.
There you go. There you have it.
He's gonna whip my butt in Marvel versus Capcom, so it's okay.
I will.
I'll take what I can get.
Anyway, okay, so that ends sort of that episode, right?
Episode 2. Yeah, pretty much.
Because when does at the very end of that one, the world gets shifted again, and now Barry and Oliver are the
Trigger Twins.
The Trigger Twins.
Yeah.
Which is a
random,
deep callback from a comic.
And in the comics, they look like cowboys, don't they? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're cowboys.
It's so weird. But in this one, they look like rejects from like West Side Story or something. They're like they're
like bikers
with neckerchiefs.
Yeah, because Egan has the book again. The changes reality all over again. Everybody disappears, which leads into the third episode where Deegan has turned himself into an evil Superman and basically rules the city. And Kara's in the Flash jail.
Should have just broke out with the toilet, but she didn't.
Yeah, she didn't know. She didn't know how to break out through the toilet.
But so basically, when he redoes everything, it's not like the first episode of this where people switch places. He basically invents Superman for this Earth, right?
Yeah, because Superman doesn't exist on this Earth, but he's seen him, and he's seen Supergirl, knows of their power, and he wants their power, basically.
And he makes everybody's mind believe that Superman is real.
Yes, and that everybody worships him. But
so there you go. That's as far as Katrin has seen. Katrin hasn't watched the last episode.
I know. I'm sorry.
We'll just keep going.
I intended to watch it, but
that's fine. You have a life.
Life happens.
Stuff's got to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway, so more fighting happens. They bring Superman back. We don't have to go through the whole thing because I'm sure people are like, okay, you know what that. My question is, Who's the random blue guy that shows up?
Random blue guy. Oh, that's Brainiac 5.
Oh, of course.
He's a legionnaire from the future. He's on Supergirl. So yeah, for some reason, last minute, Brainiac 5, Martian Manhunter, and Lois Lane show up, and Lois Lane has some hammer, which I guess is on Supergirl because I have no clue what the hammer is.
I don't think anybody knows because I watched the video and they're like, "Yeah, she's got this hammer. I guess it sort of represents Steel's hammer, but because nobody knows what it is, I don't think."
Oh, okay. We'll go with that.
I don't watch Supergirl, so I couldn't tell you. Where's Carla? Go wake her up.
Yeah. No. She could probably tell.
Brainiac 5's from the future, and he's on Supergirl, and they may have a relationship or may not. I don't know. In the comics, they did at one point.
I think I know who you're talking about. Because I've watched a few episodes of Supergirl, but
it was just this random blue guy was like, "Oh, a giant robot. I'll go fight him." And I was like, "Huh?" Because I knew who Martian Manhunter was.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was like, "Who's that guy?" I don't watch that show, so. I don't know.
It's funny.
So in this universe, is there a Superman and a Supergirl, but they landed on some other planet, or
possibly? They don't know. There's no Kryptonians on this. There are aliens because we saw that in another crossover, but it's just there's no Kryptonians. So maybe Krypton never exploded. We don't know.
Yeah, because I thought with the multiverse, everybody always exists, but they're not always existing in the same place.
Because there was Supergirl characters from the Supergirl show who were in this universe that got rewritten.
The sister
into different people. Yeah, the sister, which I didn't recognize her at first.
Oh, really?
She looks really different for some reason. Yeah. And then Jimmy Olsen, who calls himself Superman's worst pal, which is kind of funny because he's Superman's best pal.
Yeah.
And Cisco's like a mob boss type person.
It was sort of funny. You know what he reminded me of? So the scene when they go into the bar and he's sitting there counting the money. They're approaching him. It reminded me of the scene in why did I forget the name of the movie? It's the Disney movie with all the animals.
Oh, that one.
No, the one where they're all like cops and like there's a whole city. Zootopia.
Zootopia.
It reminded me where they go into the mob boss is the mole. Like
Mr. Big.
Yeah, Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Because he's sitting there and his cheeks look a little puffed up, like in the Godfather, but and he's counting the money.
Disrespecting my family.
Yeah. And he's like, "You come in here.
It's my daughter's wedding."
I was like, "Oh, look, he's a
you
little
gave
mole.
me the rug from a butt of a skunk. A skunk.
Now I can put Disney in the title, so of this episode.
There we go.
So we're good.
It's mentioned. You can put it in there.
I'm just kidding.
So, we don't have to go through all the last episode because, everything really sets up for next year's crossover, which I'm really looking forward to, which is Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is a huge comic book thing that happened, where basically the Monitor was in this one, so he's more of a good guy in the comics, really, and the evil counterpart to him is the Anti-Monitor, and he wants to destroy all of the multiverse, and so all the heroes have to band together to stop him. In the process, all the multi-Earths combine into one Earth. So, they could potentially, at the end of that, take all of the shows and combine them into, one universe. They could even, combine, Black Lightning if they wanted to, the Supergirl show. They could take all of them. They could have, a hour episode, all week long.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, what if they did what if it was just a show that was all of those characters in one show? Is there enough would people get tired of it? Do we need to have all these different ones, or could it stand as a show on its own and get rid of all? But I mean, I guess the more shows they have, the better for them.
Gotta fill those time slots.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'd be interesting to watch those. So it's much more characters.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
it would cut back on their CGI budget, because they wouldn't have to make all those portals. Hey, we don't have to make portals anymore. They just could drive to see the rest of them or fly over there.
Yeah, exactly. But like all the major players have been set up. Psycho Pirate, you see at Arkham. He's a major player in the Crisis
Psycho
on Infinite
Pirates.
Earth. Psycho Pirate. He basically messes with people's emotions and everything. He controls like the emotional spectrum.
Why does he wear that mask?
That's his mask helps give him a power.
I think he bought it at like Halloween Town or something.
Is this the one with the gold mask?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering who that was. Okay.
I thought it was somebody from the Court of Owls, so I was like, oh, like somebody from the Court of Owls.
Oh.
And then it was like,
gold. But yeah, even which is this is kind of funny to me at least. So John Diggle's wife Lila is actually a character from the comics called Harbinger, and she is a big part of the Crisis on Infinite Earth. So they could either pull her into it, or an alternate version of her could kind of step up and do some stuff in it. But yeah, I don't that it's in that big crossover thing in comics Crisis. Like the Flash dies. That's what we've been seeing in the Flash since like season 1. The red skies and the Flash disappears. Like that's what that's referencing from the comics. And Supergirl dies in it. And I think it would be really cool. So there's in the comics, 2 of the major players are an older Superman and another Lex Luthor from a different universe. So if they actually brought in Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum to do that, I think that'd be awesome.
Don't you mess with me. Don't you get my hopes up.
Because they disappear at the end of it. So like if they brought them in,
if that happens,
that'd be so cool.
It'll be the greatest moment in TV ever.
Yes.
I won't know what to do with myself. Tom Welling.
I don't know either.
Make this happen. CW, I know you were listening. You listened to all of our episodes.
I know you're there.
Yeah.
Make this happen. I want Smallville, Superman, and Lex Luthor back. Just for a couple episodes. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not doing much. They're just going around to conventions and stuff and signing autographs. Get them back.
Mm-hmm. Get them back. That'd be so cool.
Man, now I got my hopes up.
Yeah. I know.
Thanks a lot.
Raise them up.
Let's play a game. How about we play a game?
Okay.
Because I've got a, Anyways, I liked it. I thought this was, like you said, the best crossover that they've done.
Really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So check it out. If you haven't checked it out, it's on. You can watch it on the CW app. If you can watch it on your cable, if you got cable, just look up Elseworld, and they'll have the 3 episodes there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anyway.
There you go.
So Chris has designed a game for us.
Oh.
To challenge us, since he is the expert, the monitor of this I Am Geek universe, I guess, when it comes to comics.
The room monitor.
I'm seeking the champion. I'm seeking a champion. I don't know. I'm pitting both of you against each other.
Oh.
Wait, am I Catron or am I Ryan? What's going on? Who am I?
I don't know. It's in Elseworld. So the game is based off of Elseworlds. It's Elseworld or this world.
Can I have hair in this world? In the Elseworld?
I mean, you got hair on your chin.
Yeah, it's on my head. It's still cold.
So I've plucked different scenarios.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt you. Elseworld. Sorry, say Elseworld or
Elseworld or this world.
Oh, okay, there we go.
All right.
So you got 2 choices for each of these. So I've plucked different scenarios from comic books. Some of them are Elseworlds, or just kind of out of the main continuity of the comic books that they're from, or this world, which is from the main continuity that's happening in the comics. And it's both DC and Marvel.
Whoa.
I've got a couple of Marvel ones in there too.
Whoa.
There's a couple of those in there. So I got 10 questions. So basically,
I'm not going to get any right.
I'm gonna rock this.
I'm Play along with this at home.
So I'm
yes. Keep score at home.
I'm going to present you with a scenario that happened in a comic book, and you're going to pick whether it was an Elseworld or this world.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready?
So do we do like?
Are you
do
ready?
We do like 3, 2, 1, and we both answer at the same times, or?
So yeah.
Can we hold up a finger?
Hold up. Well, the listeners can't see the finger.
The listeners can't hear. So just say Elseworld or this world. I'll count to 3. You say Elseworld or this world, and we'll go with that.
We'll try. Might be a little confusing.
Okay.
Like you say this world, and I'll say Elseworld
We'll
at
try.
the same time. 1, 2, 3.
This world.
Elseworld. I guess you could tell.
Okay, so say this or else.
There we go. This. Else.
This is gonna be hard. We'll figure. We'll probably change it up as we go.
Yeah. Well, probably will. Okay, so you ready for the first scenario?
Yes.
Do this.
All right. I'm calling this Superman Red, Superman Blue, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, wow! You've got names for all the questions.
I do.
Be here all night.
So, while temporarily deprived of solar energy required to give him powers, Superman develops energy-based abilities. After an attack by Toyman and Cyborg Superman, he is split into 2 entities, Superman Red and Superman Blue. Is this an Elseworld or a this world? So, are you guys ready?
Yep.
So, count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
This world.
Elseworld.
All right. It is this world.
Yes, I knew it. I knew that one. I was like, oh, that's this world. I know that storyline.
Yeah.
I'm keeping score.
Yeah, in the comics, Superman.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. In the main comic continuity, Superman does gain electrical abilities, loses his regular abilities, and then gets split into 2 different people,
Yeah.
one blue and one red.
I remember that. Aren't you proud of me?
I am. I'm proud of you. Look at you.
I knew that. As soon as you said electric, I was like, oh, that's it. That's real. That's this world.
All right. So some of these make it a little harder. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Are you ready for number 2?
Let's do this.
All right. So this one I've titled Batman versus Jack the Ripper.
Can I go ahead and answer? Because I know the answer. Sorry.
Solo. Jeez.
I'm just kidding.
Taking a shot too.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
So Batman must stop Jack the Ripper, who has come to Gotham on a murder spree. But people are starting to believe Batman is to blame. Is this an Elseworld or a this world? Are you ready to take a guess?
I think so. I don't know.
It seems too easy.
Batman versus Jack the Ripper.
I've seen this comic, but I don't know if...
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the comic, though. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I just don't know, but I'll guess.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Ready?
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Elseworld.
You are both correct. It is an Elseworld.
I figured it couldn't be that easy.
In fact, it was the first Elseworld comic that DC produced that started the whole Elseworld line.
Yeah, I remember that comic.
Yeah.
Never read it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Question 3.
2 to 1.
All right. It's a composite Superman Batman robot, Charlie Brown.
This should just be names of our episodes.
I think so. So, Hiro Akamura, a.k.a. Toyman, must aid Batman and Superman in destroying a giant meteorite from Krypton before it destroys Earth. To do this, he builds a giant mecha that is actually half Batman and half Superman split down the middle. Is this an Elseworld or this world?
All right, I'm ready.
Actual giant robot, half of it's Superman, half of it's Batman.
Count us down.
All right. All right. 3, 2, 1.
This world.
This world.
You waited too long.
It is this world.
You waited too long. When he says one.
Sorry. Jeez,
No, I'm joking.
Get some hesitations.
Maybe I have lagged.
But it is.
I have
That
lagged.
actually took place.
But I wasn't waiting.
And
No,
not only
Playoff.
that, there's actually a character that was in the comics that is physically half Batman and half Superman, not just a robot. So that was kind of
he gets all the ladies.
yeah. All right, this one comes from the Marvel universe.
Whoa, they have Elseworlds?
But which Marvel universe does this come from?
Oh.
So, title of this one: Wolverine gives Cyclops a hand.
Whoa, that's for I'm Geek After Dark. We don't discuss that on here.
Yeah. So, Cyclops and Wolverine battle over Jean Grey, which results with Cyclops losing an eye and Wolverine having his hand blasted off.
Children. Is that it?
That's it. I
All there
guess.
is to it?
That's all there is to it.
That's it. Wolverine and Cyclops have a battle. Cyclops loses an eye,
Right.
and Wolverine
Okay.
loses his hand.
All right.
You ready?
Sure.
I'll try it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
This world.
Elseworld.
It's an Elseworld.
Oh, good job.
Katrin gets it. It's the Age of Apocalypse.
No, that's a real thing.
No, it was
That's
an
no
Elseworld.
Age of
It was an
Aquarius.
alternate reality.
What do they call them though?
Yeah.
They don't call them Elseworlds.
It was an alternate reality, so it's not the main reality. Of
Oh
the
well, if you just said alternate reality, then I would have
universe.
it.
Tricky.
All tied up.
Tied up. All right, here we go. This one's called Batman to the Future.
You gotta make all these movies.
I think so. So Batman is blasted through time by Darkseid and must battle his way through time to get back to the future by becoming different Batman through time, such as Caveman Batman and Pilgrim Batman.
One of my favorites is Pilgrim Batman. He's the reason that we have turkey at Thanksgiving.
Real quick, did we talk about and there was an episode of Flash recently where they had to go back in time. I guess it was the last Flash episode, and they sang, they played the song like Plastic Man or whatever comes in and or what is his name in the show? But he plays the song, "Gotta get back in time." You know, it's so funny. It was great.
Oh, hold on, I got a text coming through. Let me.
No, you don't. Stop.
Caveman Batman.
Cheater. That's a cheater.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Batman's blasted through time.
All right,
You ready? All right. 3, 2, 1.
Elseworld.
This world.
This world.
Oh.
It's this world.
That's
Picture gets
stupid.
it. Yep. Everybody thought Batman was dead, but he was actually blasted through time, and if he reached the present, everything would explode.
That was how does that fit in with the rest of the? I don't know. That's an Elseworld, but they don't call it an Elseworld because it doesn't fit in with anything else.
Yes.
No, took place.
No, not really.
It's real, Ryan.
It's real. It's
Well,
this world.
I just blocked that one from my
All
memory
right.
because that sounds dumb.
It happened just a few years ago.
That is the point where they run out of stuff to do. That's what they call jumping the shark. And they're like, what can we do? Make Batman a pilgrim.
So did he have a bat cave, I guess, as a caveman? And
yeah, there was
that
a
where they
Bat
started.
cave.
Maybe that's originally how they get. Well, I mean, I guess bats are in caves. I don't know.
Did you read this comic? Because this sounds like the dumbest comic I've ever heard of.
It was good. It was good.
Batman as a pilgrim was good.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He was also a pirate.
Oh,
I could see that.
Arr.
All right. Ready for the next one?
No, not ready.
All right. That'll make you mad, huh? All right. This one's entitled "Till War Do Us Part." Aquaman is engaged to Wonder Woman in order to keep peace between Atlantis and Themyscira, but things go awry and war breaks out between the two nations.
That's all we get.
Is this Elseworld or this world?
That could happen. That could happen in like that could happen on episodes of Flash somehow. I don't know. This is too vague. Can you give us anything else?
Is this the main continuity, or is this an alternate reality or Elseworld?
What's Aquaman look like in this one? Is he
Aquaman?
Is he clean shaven? Does he have two hands?
Green pants.
Does he only have one hand?
Green pants.
Is he wearing a shirt?
He does have two hands. I'll tell you that. That's all I'll give you.
Because there's a point where he only has one hand and a hook, right?
There was a point at he had one hand and he got both hands back.
How did that happen?
And he almost lost it again.
How did he grow a hand back?
He lost.
He's a fish.
No, he's not.
He's a mermaid.
I'm just buying time so I can Google this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
And count down.
Sure.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Elseworld.
This world? I don't know.
It's an Elseworld. It's an alternate reality. In fact, it was Flashpoint.
Oh.
Flashpoint's an Elseworld? I thought Flashpoint was just Flashpoint.
It's an alternate reality.
Alternate
it's
reality.
Not the main continuity.
Here's the thing this is my problem. I'm thinking of the Elseworld comics, and I'm like, okay, I know most of them.
No.
That's not one of them. Because there is a comic series called Elseworlds.
That's not what this is.
But he said
I explained
alternate reality.
I thought the alternate realities were only for the Marvel side of it. And the Elseworld was like legit Elseworld. I think our listeners are going to side with me on this one.
No.
I explained it at the beginning.
Well, I didn't listen.
Okay. All right.
You're like a
all right
child who hears what he wants to hear.
I have ADHD.
Yeah.
I took a test.
Here we go. Next one. Keep this moving. All right. Batman versus Dracula, a tale of two bats. Batman discovers Count Dracula and his minions are feeding off the homeless of Gotham City. Batman becomes a vampire to gain the necessary strength to defeat Dracula and does so by impaling him on a tree.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know this is like legit. I think they even made a cartoon of this. Right? They made a cartoon.
Well, all of these are actual stories.
No, but I mean like it's an actual
there was
story.
a cartoon. There was a cartoon Batman versus Dracula.
It was on Netflix.
This is a comic book. Sure. Yeah,
I know it's a comic book.
This is a comic book story.
That. But now I'm having to second guess myself, saying, okay, is this a legit Elseworld or is this a multiverse or is
this? You're thinking too hard, Ryan.
No. You're overthinking this. He wants to win.
I'm just confused now because
okay,
is it an Elseworld or is it?
That's the question.
It's an alternate reality, an Elseworld. So it's not the main continuity story.
Okay, let's guess. Let's go. Here we go.
An alternate. All right, you ready?
No.
3, 2, 1.
This world.
Oh no, this is an Elseworld. You both got it wrong. Titled I can't talk. Batman Red Rain. It was a 3-part story that was like one of the main Elseworld comics.
Okay. Well, I've just lost it all now. I quit.
You got 3 more. You got 3 more. You can still pull ahead.
Maybe.
Okay.
Drink your
there
giant
we go.
bottle of Snapple. You have anything in that Snapple?
Your gallon of Snapple.
No, it's only 64 fluid ounces, but I'm only drinking the last of it.
So it's a liter, right? Is that what the...
No, it'd be 1.89 liters.
Oh, it's almost 2 liters.
It's 2 quarts. It's 2 quarts. I didn't drink the whole thing. There was just a little bit left in the container.
Half
They're
a
giving me a
gallon.
hard time because there's this big Snapple container, and there's a little bit left, and I didn't want to dirty a cup, so I'm drinking out of it.
All right. Well, this is a simple one. This one's straight to the point.
Simple.
Teen Titans save the president in space. Basically, this is the Teen Titans go to space to save John F. Kennedy. Is this an Elseworld or this world?
Well, this could be anything because it's Teen Titans. This could be one of the cartoon episodes.
No, this is all comic book stories. Nothing from movies or TV.
Patreon, let's just change this up and say whoever can Google it the fastest wins.
Come on, it's 50-50. You got a 50-50 chance here.
But Siri, did the Teen Titans save JFK?
Here's what I found on the web for Did the Teen Titans Save JFK?
Put the phone down.
She doesn't know. I just wanted to see what she'd say.
Quit trying to cheat, Ryan.
Don't be a jerk.
It just popped
Play
up
the
stuff
game.
for like Teen Titans go to the movies.
All right, here we go. Elseworld or this world?
All right, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hold on, it's loading. I'll say it when I'm ready.
All right, in
No, I'm just
3,
kidding.
2, 1.
This world.
Elseworld. I got to try to pull ahead, so I'm just going to say whatever opposite he says.
It's an Elseworld.
Oh!
Ryan takes it.
My plan worked.
My plan is not working.
Well, I knew the only way to pull ahead is to say whatever you say opposite. So, because if we both keep answering correct or incorrect together, then there's no way I can win.
I know.
Okay. Here we go. Okay,
Big brother strategy.
Yeah. He's a big brother. So.
What?
Big Brother, the Big Brother show, they would do that on some of the games. It's like you need to get ahead, so you need to answer.
Mm-hmm.
They do that on Good Mythical Morning all the time. That's where I got it from.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's logic. I don't know.
Let's go. Okay, here we go. Second last one. Curse of the Mutants. X-Men versus Vampires. The arc centers on a human bomb exploding in San Francisco's Union Square, covering dozens, including Jubilee, in vampire-converting blood. It then becomes the mission of the X-Men to track down Dracula's son, Zarus, now Lord of the Vampires, even if that means enlisting vampire hunter Blade. The X-Men versus Vampires, Jubilee becomes a vampire.
And then they bring in Blade.
They have to track down Dracula's son, and they bring in Blade. All right. Is this an Elseworld alternate reality, or is it this world?
I want to ask you. I won't ask you the question now because it'll probably give it away. But I got a legit question I want to ask you afterwards because I'm curious.
Okay. All right. You guys ready?
I'm going to get it wrong, but sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Elseworld.
Oh, this world. Can I change my answer?
No, you can't. You both said Elseworld. and it's actually this world.
I was gonna
I
say.
was gonna say
Actually
this
happened.
world.
In continuity, Jubilee was a vampire for a time.
Okay, so my question is, well, I guess it's true, but so Dracula exists in the Marvel universe
Yes.
And the DC.
and the DC universe.
Yes, in various forms.
Right.
They've had
Like I meant like the legit like Count Dracula,
Yeah, he looks different.
like from Castlevania.
I was gonna say, and Castlevania.
Mhm. All right. Well, so what's the score right now? What do we got on the
We're
score?
all tied up. No, Catron's ahead by one. Catron's ahead by one.
It's just by one. So you might could tie it with this last question.
So whatever,
can-
I have to answer opposite of you.
No. You need to do the right answer.
But if
Yeah,
we
if he gets
both
it
do
right-
the
I know,
right
I know.
answer, then it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
you tie, you at least tie. But-
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't tie.
The tie.
If we
Let's
both
do-
answered right, we would still win.
Oh, yeah. Well, he would have to answer incorrectly, and you'd have to answer correctly.
That's what I'm saying. I have
So,
to
yeah.
answer opposite, no matter what.
Okay.
To either lose or win, I have to answer, or to lose or
Yeah.
tie, I have
Yeah.
to answer opposite.
Okay.
So my answer is
All
whatever
right,
his
anyway.
answer is not.
All right. Well, this comes from the Marvel side.
Again, come on.
Marvel Universe. I call this one I Pledge Allegiance to the Moon. Captain America becomes a werewolf, having been injected with the werewolf mutagenic formula by Nightshade. Captain America then, he maintains a rudimentary part of Steve Rogers' mind, so he avoids the hypnotic gaze of Dreadmond, the master of the mutated lycanthropes of Starksboro, Massachusetts. He is dubbed Capwolf.
All right.
Captain America.
Let's make
becomes
this.
the werewolf.
Let's make this interesting, Catherine. This last one is worth 5 points. This one's whoever gets this one right wins.
He has really no incentive to do this.
Oh, double or nothing.
You're winning, but
I have
you
a
could
reason.
lose if
Okay.
you do this.
It doesn't matter.
I'm
I
just
really
kidding.
don't
I
care.
don't care.
I'll let you win.
No,
I'm not competitive.
I'm just playing it up for our lovely listeners.
Our lovely listeners.
Lovely. Okay. Are you ready?
So he's a
Yes.
werewolf.
Yep.
So
He becomes
Captain
a werewolf.
America becomes a werewolf,
I'm ready.
and he's dubbed Capwolf.
It's easy. Come on.
Okay, come on.
All right. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
This world.
This world.
Oh, so I have to say Elseworld.
Well, it's this world.
I knew it was this world.
If Dracula exists,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
werewolves exist.
It's like another stupid idea, but yes, it's this world.
It's a very silly comic, but yeah, he
You
was
said this
there's a
one.
werewolf wearing.
So you
This
won by
comic.
1, Catherine. Congratulations.
You are the champion.
Yay. Are you Katrin?
Oh, that's the conundrum.
Ooh.
We don't know.
Let me see what powers I have. Hold on.
You can fix computers.
I
now.
just reprogrammed this whole computer.
There you go. So really, Ryan won, or no? I was Chris.
No, yeah. It's so confusing.
So confusing.
I think we did better at last week's game.
No, it was good.
No, this was fun. I'm just
It's
saying.
fun.
I'm just saying. We thought we did better because we were like, oh, we thought about it. This one, we're just like, we don't know. We're just gonna guess. Because I don't know how to read. Anyway, so that
we
was
had the comic. Captain America is a werewolf.
I don't know how to read, so that's why I said, "Oh, I remember those pictures." I remember seeing those pictures. Anyways, so yeah, I thought this was fun. I mean, I don't know if I don't know how our listeners are going to like this episode, especially if they don't watch any of the CW shows. But hey, we had fun anyways. And hopefully, we confused you a lot. It made you rethink your whole existence. You're on I Am Geek. Oh, real fast. So, Chris was trying. Do you want to tell your DMV story really fast, or do you want to say that for next time? Maybe we'll leave it a cliffhanger.
Oh, with the license plate?
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell it real quick.
We're at like an hour 15, so.
We'll wait then.
We'll
wait.
Wow.
Come back and look.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Whew. We didn't even talk about Fantastic Beasts either.
I know. Well, we'll save that one for another episode.
Man.
So, maybe tune in next week for the DMV story. They're always super exciting. Chris goes head to head with the DMV on the next episode of I Am Geek.
Taking you down.
Also, check out GaryStreetMedia.com for all your cool books needs. They're really cool books, though. If you like to read and you like a good book, check it out. And if you need some t-shirts, check out shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek for some cool t-shirts.
Yeah.
Pew pew. I don't even have to add sound effects to this episode.
No.
Doing them all ourselves. Anyways, thanks for joining us. I'm tired. You guys, the listeners don't know, but I've been sitting in a laundry room the whole time doing this episode. Keep getting shifted to different rooms. So I'm going to get my computer off the dryer and go find a chair to sit in. I finished my Snapple. This episode sponsored by Snapple, the fresh maker. Not really. It's not really sponsored by anything.
No.
Just love.
No.
But Snapple's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the peach. Hey, there we go.
Just good.
All right. We'll catch you next week. Next week is
the week before Christmas.
Week before Christmas. Now, I don't know when next week's episode will be out. It may not be out at its regular time. We'll have to figure out. Because I'll be experiencing the Burg of Gatlin this time next week.
Ooh.
Gatlinburg. I'll be in Gatlinburg. A little fun
That's
time.
exciting.
With just me and the wife. No kiddos.
Oh.
Whoop, whoop. We're staying at Margaritaville.
Oh.
Ooh.
You're going to flip off your flip-flop?
I'll go,
Step on a pop-top?
Yeah. But I'm very interested to see how it is to stay at like a Margaritaville, like a beach type resort in the mountains.
Oh, it'll be fun.
Oh, I know. I can't
It'll
wait.
be cold.
It'll be cold.
Yeah.
They have an indoor pool, though, so I'm like, hey, we go swimming.
There you go. Just like here in Texas.
Yeah, so we're going up for our anniversary, but I'm sure nobody wants to know that. Anyways, so
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You'll have fun. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Just don't get frustrated by all the people. Stupid people that can't drive and the lanes of traffic that don't move. But you'll be fine.
I live in Houston, so
You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it.
Oh, you're gonna hate it.
I'm not gonna hate it. I'm going to we'll talk about it, when we come back. But I'm going to hopefully go to the pancake house that I went to when I was a kid to eat some pancakes.
That's what you do when you're in Gatlinburg. It's good pancake. It's true.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. Anyways, so we'll see you next time. We won't see you. We'll talk at you next time on I Am Geek. Good night, everybody.
Well, bye.